What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Maverick Raven coming at you with another video. And man, hasn't it been crazy? Dude, I live in a kind of rural place now, you know? I wanted to get away from Miami, and we did, and I love it. I love it. Sucks not being able to do stuff like at, 12 or 1 in the morning, but other than that, the country life is for me, dude. It really is. And you gotta have internet, right? But for real though, it's been crazy. People have been talking. People have been arguing about this election and the results and all this. It's been kind of stupid, to be honest with you. Kind of stupid. I'm in a I'm in Florida. I'm in a pretty deep pocket of red pocket of Central Florida. And dude, it's a lot of older people here. We try to we we try to keep to ourselves, and for the most part, everybody else does the same. Just keep it to yourself. And the thing is that apparently people have been like taking off stickers and taking away those yard signs or vandalizing them, like drawing dicks on them or whatever. And bro, it's just been nuts. And apparently, to heap on to everything else, Joy Reid, he decided to come on these last few days, and she wanted to be a Gandhi type figure, a great unifier, and she said amazing things that just they elevate the discourse to a level of such enlightenment that people don't even argue anymore. That's how much she added. Now, that was obviously extremely heavy sarcasm, but come on, all right? What else did you expect from Joy Reid? We're going to get to a couple things, but before we do, please do me a favor and either like, comment, join, the flock. I got the subscription right there, and you know, it'll help me out, man, for real. We love to have you be the newest member of the flock. The flock is for life. And yeah, guys, check us out, okay? We love to have you, and the air is for everyone. Now, I do have to get my... Because I don't want to hear it again, to be honest with you. But I gotta hear it again, right? It's because if not, I can't even do commentary on it. Alright, let's see what damn, bro, it's hard to try to not be mean. Alright, so check out this... She's so stupid, bro. Check this out, bro. I know exactly what she said here. This is insane. And the always objective Jen Psaki, right? She sucks, dude. All right, here we go.
And I think it's important to say that, anyone who has experienced or been in the United States for any period of time and experienced this country's history and knows it cannot have believed that it would be easy to elect a woman president, let alone a woman of color.
I was gonna pause it, and as I was pausing it, she said that last little bit, a woman of color. I knew she was implying this bullshit. That because of the fact that this country has a racist past. Look, guys, again, there is racism in this country. That's a fact. But nowhere near as bad as they will have you think. Okay? And I'm saying that to you as a 100% Cuban American, okay? I'm the first person that was born in this country from Cuban parents that came from Spain and then, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So my line might be called less white, maybe, you know what I'm saying? Even though obviously I'm pretty white. And like I said, my family, actually hails, if you trace it back to Europe. But according to the left, and what I've been hearing lately, is that I'm brown no matter how much, I'm just brown. and they don't get that, you know. And when I say they, I'm talking about the people that lack complete self, you know, any type of self-awareness, and that tends to be the left, okay? And let's be honest. Let's be honest, okay? That whole thing about Elon Musk calling it the woke mind virus, or you know, liberal people saying liberalism is a mental disorder. I have not been agreeing with that for decades, bro. For decades, for real. And you know what? I'm actually starting to believe that, yeah, man, if you're a leftist, and when I say liberal, I mean the definition of liberal now. Because if, I don't want to talk about like classical liberal. Like, for example, Bill Maher is more of a classical liberal. He's still a liberal and a leftist, in my opinion, because obviously he's left of center. But he's a classical liberal, which is just inches away from a libertarian, if you want to look at it like that, in terms of, you know, the authority versus freedom, you know, whatever. And that's the thing, man. Like, this woman is already throwing in racism. She's already throwing it in. And I don't know about you guys, but I am sick and tired of being told that I suck because I'm a white male, that I suck because I'm a Christian, that I suck because I'm heteronormative. In other words, because I'm a normal person. And again, when I say normal, I don't mean normal as in normal and aberration, or normal and you know, freaking deformed. I don't mean anything like that. I mean average. I am what the vast majority of people are in this country. You know, a straight white male, Christian background, and we are the biggest target, the white man right now. Because the fact is that we get blamed for everything and anything. And you've got these pussy cucks who literally go on TV and it's like a struggle session from fucking China. And they don't do anything but just make us look bad. They don't gain any type of... Bro, oh my God. These cucks right here, these beta bitches, they really, really, really are just disgraceful, bro. Just disgraceful. She's saying this racist ass shit, and they're just going, oh, yeah, for real, bro.
Let's just be clear. And nothing that was true yesterday about how flawlessly this campaign was run is not.
Flawlessly. No gaffes whatsoever. So we can talk about whether or not the Biden gaffes were, you know, on purpose, and Joe Biden is playing some 4D chess, which I don't know, maybe that would be hilarious, man. Like an epic troll, like, you guys backstab me, I'm gonna fuck you on my way out. That would be amazing if true. And people are saying that, you know, some people believe that. And obviously he does have his lucid moments, but the fact that his wife, the doctor, wore a red dress doesn't mean anything, guys. Get off of that shit. If you're on that shit, you know, you make conservatives look bad when you do that, man. Get off of that, man. So yeah, so it wasn't run flawlessly, and that's just the Joe Biden gaffes. The fact that she refused to go on Joe Rogan. She literally was doing nothing but softball interviews. Her first interview, she needed she needed Walls there for whatever reason. Tim Walz was a horrible running mate. He added nothing. He was not an ordinary, everyman or whatever. He wasn't a hunter. I don't give a shit what the fuck anybody says. He doesn't know how to load a fucking shotgun. And that wasn't some crazy, variant shotgun that, was custom made. So, and even if it was, who the fuck took it out? He did. So I don't know, man. I don't know. It's fucking crazy. That's how delusional these leftists are. That's why when you're coming at them with facts, they want to say those aren't facts. That's misinformation. That's a Russian, disinformation campaign, misinformation, whatever. And a patriarchy? This dumb bitch. I mean, really. Women got the right to vote when 1920, I think. Right? Right? Do you think that women, and I don't have a lot of, female listeners, but I want you to know that I appreciate you just as much, if not more, than the male listeners, and I'll tell you why. I know I have the bro language and all that, but it comes from a good place and I guess a different generation. But check me out, all right? She literally had a flip-flop in the middle of a freaking softball interview, whatever, with the oh yeah, I got a clock. Anybody comes in my house, I'll shoot him. Oh, that was on Oprah. And I'm like, oh my lord, all of a sudden this bitch is just gangster and she's got a fucking gun. Dude, who's that for? She did say she was gonna confess the mandatory buyback. She did say that. And a mandatory buyback is just a nice way to say disarming the civilians, the people. She was almost elected president. And this is going to be a long video because we got to talk about this shit. She was almost elected president. Ladies and gentlemen, we are not heading in a good direction. And I know that 78% of Americans feel the same way, according to that poll that the mainstream media has been pushing around. I get that. But it's not enough anymore to just know. It's not enough anymore to just be red-pilled and understand that everything is not as it seems. That sometimes coincidences are more than coincidences. Because, for as an example, why is it that all the mistakes that hurt campaigns, why are they made against the conservatives? SNL apparently forgot about the Fair Times rule or whatever, and they booked Kamala Harris, 3 days before the election in a live broadcast? Did they offer that to Donald Trump? No, they didn't. And then they did it in such a way that what are they going to do? Get spanked? We're all going to jump in a time machine and go back to before the SNL skit? Can't do it. The damage is done, and what are you going to do to them? You're not going to jail them, are you? They probably should. But that's the thing. That's what I'm talking about, ladies and gentlemen. That's what I'm rambling about, guys. And when I speak to the Flock fam, there's a reason that I get a little heated, a little, a little preachy, I guess. But the fact remains that these people are not right in the head. They're just not. They see, a set of whatever type of, factors. And we see the same numbers, factors, whatever, the data. And we come to a completely different conclusion. Whereas they just perceive whatever it is. And for some reason, they are able to communicate it in such a way that the one, leftist A gives information to leftist B. And then leftist B gives information to leftist C. And it's like, next thing you know, it's like a hive mind. And all of them share the same opinion. And if you step out of line just a little bit, they hate you. You need an example? J.K. Rowling. Sorry, there's always a different way to pronounce that last name. What happened to her? They're calling her a TERF now. She used to be one of the beloved icons of the left. She was like a rags to riches story, and she was a leftist for sure. But she doesn't want trans female in women's sports. And there's a reason behind that. And the reason behind that is called reality. So what happened to her? They tried to cancel her. They dragged her name through the mud. They, of course, called her a Nazi and a fascist and everything else. You know why? Because for some reason, the left is just great at creating this script and then sticking to it. Like I said, like a hive mind. And we're not like that. And then you call us, you're in a cult. And it's so funny because it's always projection. And I know that's overused as well, but it's overused because it's happening so often. Think about it. They throw a rock. You saw them throw the rock. The rock is still on the floor. You pick up the rock. You tell them, why'd you throw the rock? They tell you, I don't know what that rock is and I didn't throw anything. They gaslight you just like that. And you're like, dude, I was there. I felt the rock. I heard the rock. I saw the rock. I saw you throw the rock. And then you start to feel a little crazy too, because how could this person completely, flat out just say, no, that's not what happened? And you start to feel crazy. Because of any sane human being is going to double check everything in their mind, right? They're going to doubt themselves maybe a little bit. And then they're going to go, wait a second, you're full of shit. Or maybe they become a little bit of an NPC sheep themselves. Because sometimes the guys in the middle, and I love you guys, you independents, you won it for us. A lot of groups won it for Trump, bro. A lot of groups won it for Trump. And I love all of you guys for it, because it was scary. I thought communism was coming again. And, bro, I can't handle that, man. Especially with my mouth, dude, because I will not stop talking about this shit. And that probably would have got me, sent to Gitmo or wherever else. So, yeah, man, it's crazy, bro.
Not true now. I mean, this really was an historic, flawlessly run campaign. Queen Latifah never endorses anyone. She came out and endorsed.
Okay, let me tell you something. Queen Latifah is not in any way, shape, or form a role model of any type of virtue that is related to intelligence. I'm trying to be as nice as possible. She probably has average intelligence. I haven't seen her, enough backstage to tell you, nah, she looks stupid, or no, she's actually, bright or whatever. I haven't seen her enough, So she's probably of average intelligence. Does she have any skills that would help us if all of a sudden we lost all entertainment? Can she weld? Can she build anything? Can she design anything? Probably not. So let me ask you. People like Queen Latifah, people like Beyonce, people like, who else came off that? Eminem. Oh my God. Eminem, bro. What a bad one, dude. Seriously. I am so disgusted with Eminem right now. Every time I think about it, dude. Anyways, what do these people have that you don't have? You probably can do something useful. Maybe you can sew. Maybe you can cook. Maybe you can hunt. Maybe you're a great butcher. Maybe you can bake and that's your thing. I'm sure you can contribute something to society. While these pretenders cannot contribute anything. Don't get me wrong. In most ways, they are artists. Maybe they should be considered artists. And that's fine. We need bards, right? We need them. But we don't need them as much as we need the actual builders. The people that are going to contribute to the forging of a new, village or new future or what have you. For example, look at what we have now with Elon Musk. He's got SpaceX and, like always, private industries do the same job as government agencies, but they do it better. And SpaceX basically nutted all over NASA. And that's embarrassing. But we shouldn't shun that. We should protect our geniuses, like Donald Trump said. We should. And Queen Latifah, I really doubt is one of those geniuses. And by the way, think about this for a second. Elon Musk is actually a certified genius. And he decided to throw his hat behind Donald Trump. And he threw his hat in, what, like 2 months ago? 3 months ago? You mean to tell me that that's not an impressive get for the Republican Party, for the Republican ticket, the conservative MAGA movement? You don't think that's a good get? That's an amazing get. Because he literally runs companies that make money. Make serious money. He's now considered the richest man on the planet. Are we just gonna disregard his opinion because we got Queen Latifah over here? Yeah, Queen Latifah, yeah. Bro, fucking A, dude. Ain't that a bitch? Seriously. Think about that for a second. She's acting, but we had Queen Latifah, so of course we did well. How stupid does she think that the American public is? And don't get me wrong, a lot of us Americans are dumb, bro. And I mean it. I mean it. Because whatever percentage is they are NPCs. The stupid well, I shouldn't say stupid. I just talk like that. The research paper that they did said 70% of people are NPCs. I don't know if that's true, but I can see it being like at least 50% are NPCs. So those people, they need a shepherd. They need a leader to tell them what to do. And these are the people that prefer security over freedom. And that's not life to me. But if that's what you want, that's great. But don't bring that shit over here to this country. Don't try to turn it into what you want. Because when the Let's Get Something, they always ruin it. They've ruined Star Wars. They've ruined Lord of the Rings. They've ruined Marvel. They've ruined everything. Everything that goes woke. Well, I don't remember the quote. Everything woke goes to shit or something like that. That Donald Trump said that. I was like, yeah. Anyways, let's listen to this. I'm sure she's gonna recant her previous, statement. It was a faux pas.
No, I mean, she had every prominent celebrity voice. She had every. She had
Beyonce, guys. She had Beyonce, and she had man, what was it? Megan Thee Stallion. She had Megan Thee Stallion, dude. Awesome. That's crazy. Awesome. Yeah, I need to vote for that person. Oh, I love the way she's twerking, bro. Honestly, get the fuck out of here with that shit. Like, how stupid. And again, there are gonna be Americans that unfortunately you wave the pretty sparkler in your hand and they're gonna be like, oh look, sparkles, oh that's awesome, and they're gonna go for that shit because this was a landslide and all you leftists should be eating a lot of crow right now, but it's nowhere near the landslide that, in my opinion, it should have been. She should not have gotten 50 million, 60 million votes. It's just dumb to me that there's that many people that would rather say I hate Trump. And the thing is that my mother-in-law is one of them, dude. And I love her to death. I would die for her. I really would. I'm not just saying that. But what do I do, dude? When a person's trying to tell you that they hated Trump so much that no matter what adversary he was against, she was voting for him. And she's not the only one that's spoken to me about that. there are and people don't know anything about Kamala because let's get it, let's be 100 here. Her lineage, where she comes from, all that's under scrutiny. All that's in question because her book, had pictures or whatever apparently. And Candace Owens, I recommend Candace Owens put period the end. But she actually has a really cool episode that's, well, I shouldn't say episode, it's like a string of episodes that focus totally on Kamala Harris and how much of a scam and how much of a liar she is, because she's pulling a crazy good scam. You gotta give it to her. She's great at pulling scams. Fucking bitch. And now I hope that her political career is over. I really do.
The Taylor Swiftie to the Swifties. She had the Beehive. Like, you could not have run a better campaign in that short period of time. And I think that's still true.
That's such a joke.
I think it's important to say that, anyone who has experienced or been in the United States for any period of time and experienced this country's history and knows it cannot have believed that it would be easy to elect a woman president, let alone a woman of color. Let's just be clear. And nothing that was true yesterday about how flawlessly this campaign was run is not true now. I mean, this really was
I just can't believe it.
Flawlessly run campaign. She had Queen Latifah never.
I honestly just can't believe it, bro. And then look at this, bro.
Is a huge element.
Oh, I can't believe I'm exposing myself to this. This is like hell mode on a video game. It's not fun.
And it's this idea of, I want to be with the side that's waving the biggest flag. I want to fit in. And there is a huge element, to be honest, of anti-blackness in a lot of this. Anti-black Americanness specifically. And Paula and I have talked about this, that there is a part of that anti-blackness is a piece of it. Even though Enrique Tarrio, who's the head of the Proud Boys, is a black Latino. But he's down with white supremacists. Down with them. And there's this idea that I'm black, but I'm not black.
Oh, well, I've said this before, but I gotta say it every episode because there's people that have never seen me before. I am a constitutionalist. I believe in the First Amendment, and I believe it fully. I believe in the Second Amendment, and I believe in it fully, etc., etc., etc. I think that not only were our forefathers way ahead of their time, I think that they did the most a human could possibly do to get a good government. The problem is that Americans are too nice. And I say that, and you're going to say, no, that's crazy, what the hell? Historically, Americans are too nice. As the government kept infringing more and more and more on our rights, everybody was just taking it. And that's been happening for decades, if not centuries. And we're only about to be 250 years old, right? And Donald Trump's going to throw a big party. It's going to be like a world fair. That sounds fucking amazing, dude. So anyways, let's listen to this crazy bitch.
I may look black to you. I may be black if I'm walking through Bloomingdale's and get followed around. But in my mind, I'm identifying with whiteness because...
Now I get it. Now the flag waving shit that she was implying, and it was a dog whistle or whatever. Now it's loud and clear. So I'm not white. I'm not white apparently, because people don't understand that Hispanic and Latino is not a race; it's an ethnicity, just like Italian, Irish, Scottish, etc. People don't understand that. I don't know why we've been, done like this, to be honest with you. It's like we've been shoehorned into a category that we don't belong to. But whatever. I'm not going to get into that whole, what is Hispanic and what is Latino, whatever. And if we're going to be dicks, right? Because she's a dick and she would clarify me, right? Let's be clear. Enrique Tarrio is an Afro-Cuban. Okay? So he's not really a Hispanic or a Latino. He's an Afro-Cuban, And then if you want to call him a Latino or Hispanic, you have to figure out where his, forefathers came from. Damn, I didn't even want to get into this stupid explanation. The point is, this woman does not know anything, and they value pronouns and they value, racial identification. They value that, right? And she can't get Enrique Tarrio's race right. You know why? Because when you start identity politics, there's nowhere to go, because eventually you box yourself and everyone else in. It's bullshit. Not to mention, it's a victimhood mentality that's not productive in any way.
Whiteness means privilege, and it means not being a Black American. This has to be unpacked, because this shift among Latino men is significant, and it says something about where we're going in this country, about whether we can create.
I agree with her there. It says something about this country. It says that we don't want your crazy SJW woke bullshit. We don't want it. We don't need it. Thank you very much. If you don't like it, all of you in the United States can team up with all of them in the UK. You can join forces and you can go buy an island, and then you can all, have polyamorous relationships, and every month can be Pride Month. It'll be great. Why don't you do that? Because the problem is that your ilk typically claim victimhood after victimhood. It's microaggression after macroaggression and after another microaggression. It's always that, because when you're a victim looking to be victimized, you will be victimized by everything and anything. To a hammer, everything is a nail. You are weakening the human race. You're weakening us. And just like J.R. Tolkien said and believed thoroughly for his books, that the people that come before us were better than us. And you know what? I think they were. Why? Because think about it. Again, your typical male right now doesn't even know how to change their spark plug, can't change their oil. These are necessities. I've met, and I'm not trying again to belittle. When I'm belittling and insulting you, you'll know it. I'm not trying to belittle like Gen Z right now, but I've had Gen Zers that I've seen it just to fuck with them, because I know a couple, because I'm friends, and then they have, he has a bunch of kids, and I have kids, so they obviously intermingle. So I know these Gen Zers, and to fuck with them, I'll ask them, do you know how to change the tire? No, I don't know how to change the tire. I just, I got my AAA app, and I'm like, have you ever had a flat tire? No, I've just been driving, however many years, 7, 8 years, 6 years, never got a flat. Waiting for AAA sucks. Really, really, really sucks. As a matter of fact, my brother from another mother was waiting on AAA. How many? It was like 2.5 days, and it wasn't because of the hurricane or anything like that. This was like 3-4 months ago, something like that. We were waiting 2.5 days just to get a parked car from one driveway to another. And we paid for it, directly. It wasn't like included with our cell phone service or whatever else, because I know that sometimes they'll bundle it for free with certain things. I used to work for Singular. They used to charge like $2.99 for roadside assistance, and that's what they called it. But at the end of the day, they called whoever was closest and cheapest for them to get a tow. So all that's bullshit too, but whatever.
create an appeal. There's also, the last thing I will throw in is the creation of the idea that everything that Vice President Harris was proposing is communism. That is a potent argument for a lot of Latinos.
She at least understands that we don't want any type of communism. That's good. That's good. That's good. That means that she has some grasp, a little bit, of reality. Just a little bit of reality. But you know what? Here's the problem, though, right? Let me see. Here's the problem, though, right?
And it's this idea of I want to be with the side that's waving.
Sorry, guys. Technical difficulties. I'm just trying to see. Oh, here we go. This is gold right here. That's what I was looking for. Okay, so the copium is hard. It's really hard. It's always from a position of victimhood, guys. Victimhood, laziness, envy. That's all woke is, man. And we gotta go back to traditional family values, dude. For real. Because these people are crazy. They are super. Everything they say to you, they feel that inside somewhere. You know, and I'm not saying all of them. I'm saying either a lot of them or most of them, for sure. They call you racist, but then, for example, they will call the Hodge twins Uncle Toms, and you know the C word because I can't say it. I would say it in person, in all honesty, but I can't say it over the YouTubes. But you know what the C word is, and then they'll put a dancing raccoon. It's that. I'll be honest, that's kind of funny. But it's also disrespectful as fuck. Funny, but, you know. I have friends that make fun of me being a Cuban all the time. And you know what? It's funny. The Tony, while we're at it, I guess, we might as well. The Tony Hinchcliffe thing with the garbage island, that was kind of funny. But nobody should be getting offended. Comedy should be the purest form of free speech of the First Amendment. And if we don't have comedy, guys, then let's not even have entertainment. Because I don't know about you, but if I'm gonna get to a movie or you know just watch something with the family, I want to feel good. I want to feel happy at the end. And I know that sounds sappy, but isn't the world shit enough for you to not need to watch, like, oh, the world is ending, or oh no, you know, we're all shit. I'm a Catholic, so I think that already. But seriously, like, do we need depressing docuseries? I mean, don't get me wrong, I see the value in them, but they're not for me, dude. Like, I want to be positive, you know what I mean? That doesn't mean I'm not in touch with objective reality, because listen to this. And this woman on the right here, she shares my last name, so I'm fucking embarrassed, you know? And she's pale like me, so who knows? Maybe she's like a fourth cousin, and here we are talking shit about one another. You'll see why. She doesn't know me at all, obviously, and I don't know her, obviously. But she literally is going to talk shit about me because of the way that she's presenting her argument. I fall into the identity that she's insulting.
I'm reading defectors right now.
And I apologize for the audio. This is the best we could get.
In many ways, it's quite depressing to think that Latinos would be involved.
Latinos. Fuck you.
Would be in favor of this. But some are, and you've spoken with some of them. A majority of Latino men voted for Donald Trump. In your view, did they vote for him thinking that somehow he didn't mean them? Because some of them likely live in mixed status families too.
Oh my gosh. I'm not trying not to take the Lord's name in vain, you know. I'll cuss up a storm, but I'm trying to keep to the 10 Commandments. So let's get this. I have to. Sorry, guys. Where is the damn thing? I have to hear that again. Because that. What?
That somehow he didn't mean them, because some of them likely live in mixed status families too.
Uh-huh. Is this a continuation on that Whoopi Goldberg shit about, oh, he's going to deport interracial couples and then put everybody with a white woman and a white man and whatever? Is this a continuation of that horrendous, ridiculous bullshit? Bro, like, guys, this is why I am saying we have to do more than just be red-pilled. We have to actively red pill everyone else. And we have to actively gatekeep. And I mean that, and I know I'm going to get flack for it, and I'm telling you right now, I don't give a fuck. Because when you don't gatekeep, you get shit like woke Warhammer 40K, and I'm not even that, I'm a recent fan of it. And in no way am I like buying the miniatures or reading the books. I just think the lore is amazing. But Wokehammer is crazy because they've got now, you know, the female adeptus or whatever, the female custodes, I think it was, whatever shit. And they're saying that it was always female. And, you know, they fucked up Star Wars 2 with you know, The Last Jedi, and they're currently fucking up the Lord of the Rings with Rings of Power. I mean, just embarrassment, just destroying Tolkien's legacy. Is Chris Tolkien dead? I think he is, right? Because if he wasn't, he'd be embarrassed and humiliated. And now, if he is dead, he's probably turning in his grave with what his kids are doing. Which would be what, Tolkien's great grandkids? So Trump is, so if you're here and you don't have my viewpoint or whatever, or if you're nervous, Trump is not going to deport any couples or you know, separate interracial couples. If you want to consider me not white, which whatever, I would be then in an interracial marriage. However, what do? I'm a U.S. citizen. I was born here. I literally could run for president if I wanted to. I never would. But, I mean, think about that for a second. Look at the level of racism that they're putting here, because they're the ones projecting it. There's no reason to think that Donald Trump would, you know, deport, you know, and separate interracial couples. There's no. If you're an illegal, then yes, get the fuck out of the United States. Take a number, do the process like everyone else, like my parents did, like, you know, like most people do. Most people follow the law for good or for ill, as they say. Most people follow the law. I think if you want to take it like a deep D&D cut, you know, I think most human beings are either chaotic neutral or just pure neutral. And we will just follow the law. The chaotic neutral people, yeah, you guys are the libertarians, the preppers, you know what I'm saying? The guys that have to follow the law to not get locked up, but you're hating it and you are an anarchist or whatever, you know, a rebel, that type of thing. But I mean, if I guess this is what's coming into my head, right? I guess if you are a white person, because they consider, again, the interracial shit, which I'm flabbergasted. So let's say you are a white woman and you're now dating or engaged or whatever to, let's say a Nicaraguan. Just let's say Nicaraguan. But he's an illegal. and you're not married yet or whatever, he's an illegal. I get, yeah, deport his ass. Sorry. Now the white woman, I guess you could say that that was a deportation of an interracial couple, but that's only because that's the standard that they. Number one, it's not if it's just a Hispanic or a Latino, that's not interracial anything if it's with a white person, because you gotta, just since you want to do identity politics, let's do it right. Okay, if you're gonna do it with a Nicaraguan, you need to figure out, is he Hispanic, is he Latino, or is he both? Is he Hispanic and Latino? That's first, and it only gets more complicated from there. Is he a white Hispanic and Latino, or is he a black Hispanic or Latino? Is he a mixed race Hispanic or Latino? That's it. Those are your only options. So yes, there are white Hispanics, there are black Hispanics. It all depends on if your parents, your lineage goes back to Spain. That's all it means. And Spain did a lot of conquering. So, in a sense, I get what they're saying, but it doesn't count as interracial, and I'm going to tell you why. The left has changed the definition of way too many things in my lifetime, and I'm not going to go for it anymore. We have let them, because Americans are nice people, we have let them get away with murder. We have let them, it's just like the slippery slope that I didn't believe in, man, that I was super wrong about. There is no reasonable sensibility to these people. They have a complete lack of self-awareness. A lot of them are NPCs, and they'll just believe what the news says. People have literally told me before that if it's on the news, it has to be true, because if not, it's against the law. Bro, you think that the DOJ is going to do anything about fraudulent journalism when they have the menace of Peanut and what was his name? Fred the Raccoon? Those are the menace, man. That's the menace right there. That raccoon and that squirrel. I mean, yeah, raccoon and squirrel. Sounds like it sounds like a cartoon or something. Bro, this government is fucked. Wokeism is fucking they are the real dictators. They are the real authoritarians. And they do it, some of them are true believers, and they do it because they think that they have to do this for the betterment of mankind or our country or whatever. But they're wrong. Some of them are, like I said, they just want power. And people that want power are the last people that should have it. Power comes with a lot of responsibility, and I'm not trying to be like super like cringe right now, and I'm not trying to be like goody two shoes, even though I kind of am. I'm always gonna be that old Catholic, boy, man. That's always gonna be me. I believe in Catholicism, and for the most part, I'm pretty vanilla. I've got a lot of tattoos. I got my ear pierced, whatever. I thought I would never do that. My hair's long. I got a long beard. Obviously, you guys can all see that, right? But I'm always gonna be that Catholic boy. You know what I mean? So when you talk about rules, when you talk about laws, I want people to follow the law. And as far as my religion, my ideological concerns or or problems with people getting deported, I have to, in my head, figure out where all of this goes logically. Where's the logical end to all this? And if we keep bringing in illegals, they are eventually going to either, and it's a lot of like young military age illegals, bro. And I'm not calling it a conspiracy, okay? I'm definitely not. I'm just saying it's a lot of them. So you got to ask yourself, is there like some undercover shit going on? Is there? Are they like trying to get in here and do something for another country, or is it just a coincidence? Because it's a big coincidence, bro. It's a big coincidence. Ugh.
Absolutely. Look, I think this is a story that has yet to be determined. We don't know many things, and that is the answer, right? We don't know the story of the Latino vote, but here's what we do know. We do know that Trump was able to tap into, to your point, very real racial and ethnic grievances. He was able to tap into a very real moral panic. He was able to tap into sort of this romanticized version that we have with authoritarianism. And
All these people that have said before, if Donald Trump wins again, I am leaving the country. Why? I haven't seen one. And I know that this is like stupid and flimsy evidence, and I'm just presenting this as it is flimsy evidence. But I am presenting it because I'm trying to build a case here against the woke. And this shit is crazy. They have already lived under Donald Trump. They've already lived under him. And the best predictor for future behavior is past behavior. Anybody with any type of sense knows that. In the past, he didn't do anything dictatorial. You know what he could have done? You stupid freaking pretender. Let me tell you what he could have done. In his last year, when COVID hit, he could have declared a state of national emergency. He could have seized power, no elections. Could have kept the lockdowns, even though it was only supposed to be, whatever, 16 days, 2 weeks, whatever. Did he do that? No. He didn't. But he's a dictator. He had the opportunity. He had the perfect reason. He could have hidden behind the cloak of, I'm just trying to do what's best for the country. But that's not what he's about. And y'all are fucking stupid for it. And the fact that this dumb bitch has my last name upsets me. I mean, she's not a good representation of the Ramos clan, all right? I'm just letting you guys know that.
I don't know that these are things, the sort of rightward shift. I do not know, Joy, these are things that we can explain just through politics, right? Just through Trumpism. I think we may have to dig deeper to our culture, to our history, to sort of the weight of colonialism, understand
the weight of colonialism. This bitch doesn't even understand that her heritage is probably something to do with Spanish conquistadors. It always boils down to leftists who are arrogant and they probably are atheists, which there's no problem with that. Just don't be so cocky and arrogant about it. I personally really am baffled by atheists because it just doesn't make sense, and I'll always say that. That doesn't mean we can't be friends. That doesn't mean that I don't think you have any type of moral value or that you don't have any type of, principles. No. I don't necessarily think that the Bible is a determination of how you're gonna, how you should behave. I think that morality existed because of God since the beginning, because God is a moral being. He's a good God. So it's just our principles are going to be different. And you've got, look at this. What does it say? It says mixed status immigrant families express fear over Trump's win. Guys, just don't let yourselves be snowed, man. We are literally on the right side of history. We've been too nice to these people. And they are literally arming up to fight against us. All you gotta do is Google it. Hell, you should probably start using stuff like Free Spoke, because at least that's more open. Google freaking admitted that it was having some sort of glitch for the election, that it was like hiding or putting super low on the page anything to do with Trump and his election and his campaign and all that. And they said it was just a glitch and that it'll be fixed and blah blah. And it's like, why does every mistake happen in a way that it hurts us, the conservatives? And it doesn't make sense. It just doesn't make sense. And I think that the machine, I don't know what you want to call it. If you want to call it, the Illuminati or some shadow government or whatever. I think that there is a power behind the throne of the Democratic Party. I think that Nancy Pelosi, for example, is somehow high in the pyramid, right, of the Democrat power. But I think that even with as high as she is and as scary as she is, or she makes herself scary to other Democrats, I bet you she's got a boss above her. Now, I don't know if it's a boss above her and then that boss has a boss. I don't know if it's like that. But she's got a lot of power, and it doesn't even matter whether she's in office or out of office. That's power, bro. That's power. That you can literally take out the president, the sitting president. You can literally tell him, you can do this the easy way, you can do this the hard way. To the sitting president? And he took it like a fucking bitch? What threat could that have been, I wonder? You can do it the easy way or the hard way. The hell is the hard way? You gonna beat me up? You gonna kill me? Gonna blackmail me? What are you gonna do? But that's leftism.
The way that sort of this racial baggage that we carry from Latin America, perhaps that explains some of the anti-immigrant narratives that have suddenly become so embedded within us. Perhaps the sort of traditionalism, the weight that has had on our moral values, perhaps that helps explain why this anti-trans message really resonated with Latino men.
Anti-trans mission. And anti-trans message really resonated with Latino men. Yes. And I bet it really resonated with black men as well. You know why? Because Hispanics are very, very similar in their culture to American blacks. And I'll tell you how. Okay? Traditionally, we love our family. We take care of our family. We don't put and I'm just going by generalities here. We don't put our elders in a home or whatever. We just take care of them until they die. It's kind of depressing. But we, blacks and Hispanics, or maybe I should just say Cubans, but it's kind of a Hispanic thing. We take care of our elders, we understand that the man has to protect the woman and the woman's honor. We both understand that. Both cultures understand that. We both understand that men are generally stronger than women. We all know that. We generally believe that, and we go to, on top of the fact that we go to church, or we used to go to church more religiously, pun intended. But yeah, we used to go to church much more often, which is kind of weird when you account for, when you say, okay, we used to have a Christian base, and it was a strong foundation of these values, and then you've got, the African American community freaking aborting so many babies a year, million, I think. They've aborted millions, period. But and it's a shame, dude. It's a shame. But that was the main issue. They wanted to keep the eugenics of Planned Parenthood going, allegedly. And because you gotta think about it, do some research on Margaret Sanger. Look at what she said about eugenics. Look at what she said about the black race. Look at what she said about how she hurt the black race. And then, my friends, consider that the government gives Planned Parenthood at least $30 million every year. At least $30 million. Because they might need boosts here and there, right? Between periods, right? Guys. So yeah. So the black community and the Hispanic community, yeah, we don't want women to get abused by men. We want to protect our women. And I know that this girl boss or Brat Summer or whatever the fuck it's called, because I really don't know and I don't give a shit. Whatever this cool thing is that's going on about, women being so powerful and this and that, I have no doubt in my mind that a woman is just as intelligent as a man. 1-to-1. Super, no doubt. Like, I know it. Physically, though, I also know that, generally speaking, again, a man is going to be stronger than a woman, is going to be hardier than a woman. The muscle fibers are going to be much, much stronger. I mean, testosterone and everything else going through your body, with a male puberty, dude, and not to mention, I think we're born already with like 3 times the density in our bones than women. Is it that, or is it the muscles? Don't quote me on that. I'm not 100% sure, but it was something like that. So yeah, and besides, bro, we've heard so many horror stories, man. Look at the poor Italian boxer in the Olympics. Look at is her name Riley Gaines, I think. She's very classy. She's beautiful. The blonde. I think she used to be a swimmer or is a swimmer. Now she's turned into kind of like an activist and commentator. And she's on point, bro. She's on point. She got screwed. This person, I don't know their name at all, but there was a woman, a young lady, that she went up. They were playing volleyball, and she went up at the same time going against a trans female. In other words, a man that became a female, and apparently the trans female hit the ball so hard into this woman's face that she literally is paralyzed. Look it up. It is absolutely bonkers, dude. And that's what we want to protect. And everyone should want to protect that. And this girl boss shit, not only is it stupid and self-destructive, I promise you, hand to God, I promise you, that most women, if they do this girl boss shit, and they they just don't have a man in their life, and they don't need a man, they don't need a family, because business, 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 money, 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 money. I bet you that most of them are going to regret it. And yes, that's a sexist thing, I guess, in nowadays in 2024. That's a sexist opinion, apparently. But it's the truth. You know why? Because maternal instinct is actually a thing. That maternal clock, right? Is actually a thing. And I don't have to get into the science of it. It just exists. So let's finish off this really, really intelligent woman's thought.
Perhaps our own very complicated history with authoritarianism.
So yeah, so there you have it, bro. It's just unbelievable again with this. So yeah, so I have no idea what the left is thinking. I have no idea what, and here's the thing: MSNBC is at the very least one of the major news networks that are literally just an arm for the Democratic Party. They're not even trying to hide it anymore. Oh man, my ears feel so much better. They're not even trying to hide it anymore. They're not trying to necessarily fool anyone anymore. They're trying, when they say communism, they're trying to reframe it like a good thing. You know, when they mention these equity programs, they mention it as some sort of utopia programs, and they're not going to get anywhere with them. Okay, universal basic income, we're not going to get it, and nobody should have it. Like, what the hell is that, bro? Here's money just for living. Thank you for not doing anything off the backs of the people that actually want to do. Like, that's the dumbest thing, bro. Whatever. So, whatever. Lefty's going crazy. Love you guys. Thank you guys for hanging out. Even if I was the background music, I'm sure I was the background music to a few of you. I like doing that too. Anyways, don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Love all that stuff. Look forward to seeing you guys in the next one. Until then, stay safe and stay based.